most resumes don't fail because people are unqualified. They fail because of this. Hiring managers spend less than 7 seconds scanning each resume. And if you doesn't grab attention instantly, game over. Today I'm breaking down 3 real resumes and also I will share 11 golden resume rules which lead to more interview even with no experience. I will show you exact mistakes killing your chances and how to fix them fast. So recruiters actually want to call you. So let's dive right in. Okay, one last thing before I start the video. I have received many resumes and I picked 3 resumes for this video. And also I have replied to all those persons who emailed me their resume. I've already told them how they should structure their resume and what improvement they can make. And if you want me to review your resume, I will encourage you to send me your resume. You can find my email address down below in the description of this video and hope this video can add some value to your resume. So let's start it. First thing first, for privacy, I have hidden the names and contact details. I will refer to these resumes as resume 1, resume 2 and resume 3 throughout this video. Each one belongs to a different person and yes, these are real resumes. So let's break them down. The first mistake in the resume 1 is it's too long. A resume should never be more than 2 pages long. And if you're a fresher, 1 page is enough. Stick to a single column, 1 page format. Before I dive deeper, let me quickly explain the exact difference between a resume and a CV. Basically, a resume is a short 1 to 2 page and highlight your skills and experience for a specific job. On the other hand, a CV can be long, more than 3 pages long, and it can include your full career history. It's used mainly in academic and research. But if you're applying for a regular job, use a resume. And if you're applying for academic or government job, then you can use a CV. It's that simple. Okay, now why your resume matters? I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to help you get more interviews. Your resume is your ticket to an interview. If it's weak, you won't able to get the chance to showcase your skills, communication and confidence. So, why should you listen to me? I have 15 years of experience working with major organizations like United Nations, NHS and CGI. I have seen many hundred of resumes and I know what works and what doesn't. And once again, I'm not here to criticize, just to help you improve your resume so you can land more job interviews. Now let's go back and look at resume 1 and see how we can make it better. I have already highlighted one point. This resume is very long. It has to be fixed in 1 page. When you're writing a resume, the most important things should come first. Think about it this way. The first thing should be very important. Second is important. Third, still important. So basically, the top 3 to 5 sections of your resume must be the most important things. But why? Because recruiters just scan your resume in less than 7 seconds. You want to make sure they don't miss the key details. For example, your name is always on the top. Your profile, like your GitHub, LinkedIn and website link must be on top. They are the most useful than a physical address. I have seen in past people added their home address, but today your online profile gives recruiters all the contact information they need. And this resume is missing those profile links. I can't see anywhere on the top GitHub, LinkedIn or website link. These are key details. This resume has an objective section, which is outdated. I can see this resume also have a summary section. We can delete these both and we can add only one section, summary. Summary section is just one section that is important for this resume. And in the summary section, you can just write a couple of lines. For example, who are you and what you bring to the table. Okay, so now let's review the top section of resume 1. What this candidate will bring to the table. Obtain an entry-level position in web and desktop application development, which enable me to make a positive contribution to the organization. Can you spot some problems with this section? Remember what I said earlier, your first 3 to 5 sections should have a high impact. But resume 1 is just telling me that I want an entry-level position. And this statement only tells me what the candidate wants, not what they can offer. And also it doesn't highlight technical skills in the summary section. Example, C#, .NET, SQL, and so on. And this is really important. So in summary, you should highlight what you will bring on the table and how you will solve the problem of the organization. But this section is just opposite. It's just asking, give me an entry-level job, this is what I want. Instead, I think this resume should say like, software developer specializes in C#, ASP.NET, SQL Server, eager to create efficient and scalable web application. So we reverse the objective. Instead of what I'm expecting, I'm telling organization what I will bring to the table. And if you are a software tester, you can write something like this. Software testers skilled in manual and automation testing, specializing in ensuring quality and performance for web application. So with these statements, you are just saying what you can offer to the company, not what you want. All right. And try to make summary section plain, simple, and without any bluff. Okay, now what do you think? What should be the second section of resume one? The second most important thing that you want recruiters should not miss. I will give you a second to think about it. What's the most important thing after summary? Is it internship, education, or technical skills? It should be technical skill. Let me highlight one thing here. If you're experienced, your work experience should come next. But since resume one is for fresher, the next most important thing is skills, technical skills in this case. The resume one skills are very closely aligned with the web development. But there's one mistake. The key skill is missing, which is JavaScript. So I will encourage you to add JavaScript here. But if you don't know, learn it because it's essential for web development. And there's a mistake number 2. Resume 1 is using SQL Server 2005. Instead, they should write just SQL Server, unless the job specifically requires an older version. And mistake number 3. This candidate does not mention Git or any other source control. Guys, you cannot skip this. Source control is a core skill. Every company's code base is the most valuable asset. And if you don't know how to manage it, there's a big red flag. Did you notice the big problem? This resume is 2 pages long, but still missing the key details that are really required for a job. That's why the structure really matters, and that's why we are here to fix it. Okay, so after technical skills, what should be the next section? For resume 1, the next section should be internship and project. Here's the next problem. Resume 1 has an internship but no project. This is another red flag. Resume 1 claims to have skills like ASP.NET, C#, HTML, etc. But there's nothing to show for it. I always encourage my students to build projects and showcase their work, not just list their skills. So this resume need at least one project to make it stronger. And after internship and project, the next section could be education, followed by certification and achievements. If you have high score in your master degree, like A++ or 90%, then I will encourage you to add it in your resume. But if your score is average, then probably not worth mentioning it. And avoid using these color boxes, images, or tables in the achievement section. And here is a bitter truth. If I had these achievements, I would remove them from my resume. And here is why. The first thing is prize in Bonvita quiz. It's really unrelated to software development and it adds no value. And second, Microsoft Technologies training. We have already mentioned this in the internship and project, so we can delete it safely. So what you can add here? Focus on real impact. Highlight projects, coding competitions, or software-related award. These actually matter in tech training. Okay, now let's quickly review the hobbies section. Personally, I will say either remove it or modify it. Why? Because again, these hobbies like playing pool or listening to music won't help you get a job. No one is paying you for listening music, right? So what you can add? You can add hobbies like contributing to open source projects, writing tutorials. So these hobbies are aligning with your career path. Hope you're getting the idea. And you can completely remove the personal details section because details like name, DOB, father's name, language known, location preference is not really required. Hiring managers don't need your date of birth. Yes, if you're applying for a government job, then it's fine. If not, then please remove it. And finally, I will say remove the declaration section because this section is really outdated and adds no value. So overall, I will say resume 1 is a weak resume. We need to work on it and make it better. So now let's go to the resume 2. Okay, so let's start with resume 2. And again, for privacy, I have hidden the names and contact details. And remember what I said earlier? Your first 3 to 5 sections should have a high impact. What I really like about this CV is the candidate's name and relevant links are included. This is better, definitely better than the previous resume, and it is one page with one column. And again, this is a good thing. And the thing which really looks odd is Gmail link. I have really seen candidates linking Gmail with mail to tag, and And I think that's not a good practice because most candidates display their email as plain text instead of making Gmail as a clickable link. And also, hiring managers expect a direct email address, not a vague Gmail link. And making them click just to see your email is extra step, and they don't do it. And finally, I'm not sure why we want them to click on this link to get the email address. And finally, my thought is why we have to click here to see the email address. And it raises questions instead of making things clear. A simple email address is always a better choice. And the best practice is write your email clearly and directly. No need for fancy links until or unless you're a hacker. And the best practice is write your email address clearly and directly. No need fancy links. And one important thing, since I'm only reviewing the resume right now, I won't be visiting these links. However, I hope they are valuable. So what I mean by that, if a candidate adds a GitHub link here, then there should be at least a few projects with a README file. And if you are adding your personal website link, it must be neat and clean. And the same logic applies to your LinkedIn profile. If you're adding your LinkedIn profile here, it must be valuable, right? Okay, so for now, I'm not going to check the links on this resume, but we definitely can do another session where we will go through the LinkedIn, GitHub, or portfolio links. For now, I'm not checking the links, and we are focusing really on the resume. So let's leave these links as it is for now, and we will focus on the resume. Resume 2 is still using an objective statement. Why this is a problem? It is outdated and focuses on personal goals instead of what the candidate offers to the employer. And once again, instead of objective, try to use summary. So what to do instead? Replace it with the professional summary that highlights your skills, your experience, and how you can add value to the business, to the organization. So your resume is a bridge that connects you with the employer. It should clearly show how you can add value to the company. A well-structured resume highlights your skills, experience, and impact, making it easier for your employer to see why you are the right fit for the job. Okay, so let's move on. Let's try to read the summary. Okay, here you go. Enthusiastic and detail-oriented front-end developer. There's a big problem with this statement, and you should avoid this kind of start. Why? It's too generic. Many candidates use it, making it meaningless. And it does not show any value. It describes personality, not skills or impact. Instead of saying enthusiastic and detail-oriented front-end, you can use simple statements. Front-end developer, skilled in building responsive, scalable web applications using React or JavaScript. And this way, you start strong with skills and impact rather than generic self-descriptions. Okay, now this information is duplicated. You are repeating your skills in two different sections. And now here you are duplicating these statements. For example, HTML5, CSS3, you have already added in this section, but you are repeating them again in the skills section. So this is not really good. And make sure each section adds unique value. So in this case, it's duplicate. So you can avoid by deleting from summary section. And for resume 2, projects should come before certification. And once again, this candidate is an entry-level front-end developer. And the project proves hands-on experience in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js, which matters more to recruiters than just a certification. And remember, hiring managers value practical work over certification. Certification show knowledge, but projects prove skills. Employer want to see what you can build, not just what you have learned. And here is another mistake. This resume only highlight the project names. For example, expenses tracker, static website, calculator. It does not add any value. There's no description with the projects. And that is a red flag for me. Just add key details. For each project, you can include brief description, what the project does and its purpose. Technology used, example HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, Node.js, whatever. And then contribution and achievement. Example, I built a responsive UI integrated with the API. And let's say you work just one part of the project. Then you can say, I contribute to the project. I work as a backend or front-end developer. I did this and that. Simple, right? So these simple changes make huge impact. And then education, which looks okay to me. All right, so these two sections, leadership and extracurricular activities. In a fraction of a second, I can tell these are fake. If you read them, it does not make any sense. Managed multiple projects, right? This is a vague statement. Right, 20% increase. This is really vague statement. In simple words, I can tell this is pure bluff. These two sections are pure bluff. I will say, please delete these two sections without wasting a second. Don't fake anything in your resume. If I have to hire someone, I will definitely not hire resume too. It's a big no. I will explain why. The thing which I'm going to share now is really important. After reading these two paragraphs, objective and certification, I can tell this resume was written by AI tool. Instant rejection. If you can't even write your own resume, how can I trust you to do real work in my company? Guys, if you think you can just generate resume using AI and no one will notice, you are dreaming. Keep dreaming. I will say don't do that. Hiring managers can spot AI text very quickly. Trust me, they have experience of reviewing thousands of resumes every single day. They can scan it very quickly. Alright, let me highlight again. Take your resume seriously. It is your first impression. Don't ruin it with shortcuts. Okay, now so we are at resume 3. Once again, I have hide the names and contact details and links just for privacy. And I will say this is a great start. I can quickly say this is a great start because resume 3 is using summary and the first word is full stack web developer. This is what the candidate is saying I will bring to the table. Full stack developer, expertise in front end, back end, strong foundation in machine learning and deep learning. Excellent. I think this is up to the point and this is what I'm expecting. And then technical skills. This instantly shows his values and the skills he brings to the table. Okay, oh no, there's a mistake here as well. So in the project section, the most recent projects are at the bottom. That's not right. Okay, so your most recent and impressive work should be at the top. Always list projects or jobs in reverse chronological order. Latest first, oldest last. And remember the 7-second rule? What is the most important thing you don't want the recruiters to miss? Usually your most recent work or projects is the most important. So don't risk hiding it at the bottom. So in simple words, this section should appear at the top. And this should go to the bottom. Okay, so there are a few issues with this. Let me quickly rewrite and show it to you. I'm going to pause the video for now and once I write, I will resume it again. Okay, let's start. Here's what you originally wrote. The main issue is I can see readability. We can make this more clear and add more value. So I rewrote this entire version and it looked like this. First I start with the app name, AI powered safety app, rescue. And then I highlighted the tech stack separately. And then I highlighted the tech stack, you can see here. And after that, and underneath I include GitHub link if available so recruiters can see and explore the project and source code. And then there are 2 points. The first point is about the project. Developed a real-time safety app for women and children with instant SOS alerts, AI threat detections, and emergency assistance. This is about the project. And the second bullet point is about the impact. So here I'm saying enhance emergency response efficiency by Y%, helping users avoid high-risk areas using crime heat map. And of course, you can add some number instead of Y. Y is a variable. As you know more than me about the project, and this Y could be any number, 10%, 20, 40%, etc. Hope you're getting my idea. And you can follow the same structure for rest of your projects. And once you change the structure of these projects, as I mentioned before, I'm quite sure you will get interview calls. Give it a try and you can say thanks to me later. Okay, now let me highlight 11 golden resume rules lead more interviews even with no experience. If you're my subscriber, I have already emailed you this PDF. If not, then you can download it from the link below. I hope you enjoyed this video and it has added some value to your resume. Thank you very much.